Rockets guard Kevin Porter Jr. was arrested and charged with assault and strangulation after allegedly assaulting his girlfriend at a New York hotel on Monday morning. That's according to a New York City police spokesperson.
And so here we go again, back with another one. Welcome to the Dark Times channel. And before I get started, make sure you guys go ahead and smash that like button for me. And if you're not new to the channel and you enjoy the content so far on this channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that sub button for me as well. And so I didn't have any plans of doing a video of Houston Rockets guard Kevin Porter Jr. An up and coming, I won't say rising star, but he's a promising prospect for the Houston Rockets. And so when I heard about the incident and I heard that Kevin Porter Jr. had been accused of assaulting his girlfriend, it's one of those deals where I didn't really have any interest on talking on it. I believe in letting things play out in court. If I wasn't there and I don't know anybody was there, I don't know anybody involved, I'm just going to let it play out. And so I didn't have any intentions on doing a video on this until I saw your girl Malika Andrews. Like clockwork, Malika Andrews, ESPN's #1 attack dog when it comes to the so-called black man. I swear they got a bat symbol somewhere. It's a Bedouin symbol. They point it up in the sky, and when she sees it, she comes running. She can't wait to go in.
Kevin Porter Jr. was arrested and charged with assault and strangulation after allegedly assaulting his girlfriend at a New York hotel on Monday morning. That's according to a New York City police spokesperson. And at Porter's arraignment today, prosecutors, they said the attack left a woman with a fractured neck vertebrae. So, Woj, how are the...
And I don't have an issue of somebody doing their job and reporting the news. Because she works for ESPN, so of course her job is to report the news. In particular, sports news. And this is sports news. My issue is not with that. My issue is with the double standard.
At West Virginia once in 2008 for underage drinking and aggravated assault. 2009, he paid a $100 fine and court costs, plus had to do 40 hours of community service. Now, that was 13 years ago. He settled and paid both fines.
So the University of Alabama has described Miller as a cooperating witness. How is this factoring, if at all, into how teams evaluating him?
Yeah, Malika. I don't think it would be brought up at all if it wasn't for Malika just bringing it up on national television right now.
Because there's been countless of WNBA women involved in domestic disputes and domestic violence situations. Brittany Griner comes to mind. And this is the woman that ESPN lifts up. This is the woman that Malika Andrews lifts up as a hero, a patriot, because she got busted for weed in Russia. And she did some time in Russia. Let it been Kevin Porter Jr. that got busted for weed in Russia. And he had an assault charge on his record. His ass would have still been in Russia. Doing life.
Life? What the hell you mean? Like, hell no, I ain't doing no life. I'm going back to...
And I'm not trying to disparage our quote-unquote sister Brittany Griner. It's a good thing that she got out. Nobody deserves to be in a jail cell or sitting in a prison in Russia for 20 years for a vape pen. Nobody deserves that. And so, of course, we're glad that she got out. But I'm just pointing out the double standard and the hypocrisy, especially within ESPN, and how they cover individuals. And so that's not a good look. But as bad as it looks, we still don't have all the details. And they're already talking about this man losing his career, and his career is in jeopardy. And it is. He can kiss his career goodbye. At least in the NBA. He may be able to find another career or a second career playing overseas. But as far as the NBA goes, that's a wrap.
Yeah, the league's launched an investigation, Malika, and they'll handle it in the near term. I think the Houston Rockets, and just by the bylaws, they can't suspend him. They can't waive him while this investigation's going on. But Adam Silver could put Kevin Porter Jr. on administrative leave. But certainly, I think his future in Houston is very much in jeopardy. I think his future in the NBA, given Kevin Porter Jr.'s, going back a number of years to the USC, Cleveland Cavaliers, the Houston Rockets, problems have followed him. And there have been teams, certainly Cleveland drafted him late in the first round and essentially gave up on him. And you look at his contract in Houston, it was a very team-friendly deal, non-guaranteed money after the first year. they would be on the hook for about almost $17 million if the Rockets were to waive him once he's either convicted or the league comes down with a penalty. But there's no question Kevin Porter Jr.'s future, not just with the Rockets, but in the NBA, I think is very much in peril. These are extremely serious allegations.
But I want to read something that the alleged victim's sister wrote on social media. The former ex-wife of NFL player Dwayne Haskins, R.I.P. Dwayne Haskins. I want to read something that she wrote. She wrote, at Kevin Porter Jr., if you think you're going to touch my sister and not get touched, count your effing days. Better hope and pray you'll be able to ever walk again, let alone dribble. You may have gotten away with in the past because your mama ain't beat your ass. But we spank little punk ass, painting nail, sissy is like you every day. Don't show up at that crib. We gonna do it to you. And so don't think for a second that this individual was playing when she wrote that. Because this individual, like I said, this is the former wife of Dwayne Haskins. And she's about that life. You're talking about an individual that went to jail for knocking out the teeth of Dwayne Haskins, a former NFL player, R.I.P. She went to jail for knocking out his teeth, busting his lip, and sending him to the hospital. And it was unprovoked. And so this is the kind of family that Kevin Porter Jr. is dealing with. And so going to prison or going to jail might be the least of Kevin Porter Jr.'s concerns. Somebody that has the balls and the unmitigated gall to threaten somebody on social media is definitely about that life. And these are the kind of individuals that you want to stay away from. They know no boundaries. And I'm not saying she's anything like her sister. She could be the total opposite of her sister. That could be the case. But we don't know. We don't know. It's unfortunate when we see things like this in situations like this, no matter what happened. Like I said, I wasn't there. So maybe somebody needed to see this. Maybe somebody can learn from this. If you're in a situation where somebody is violent, one party or another, y'all need to go. You know, having an argument and a disagreement here and there, that's one thing. But once it gets violent and police are involved, especially if police are involved, that's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. Y'all need to go ahead and cut that relationship off. It's over. And I can guarantee you this probably wasn't the first incident. Usually it's not the first incident. Usually there's a buildup in a relationship and somebody hits somebody and then it progresses from there. We've seen that play out with Chris Brown and Rihanna. They had a toxic relationship and then, of course, sure enough, everything came to a head that night when they were headed to the awards show, and y'all know the rest. And so 9 times out of 10, like I said, this probably wasn't the first time. But it damn sure looks like it's going to be the last time. He's going to have to pay for this one. His career is probably over, and he's probably going to have to come up off a good chunk of change that he made in the NBA. And hopefully he's not looking at jail time. But if he did indeed do what was alleged, then so be it. I'm not trying to take up for somebody that is beating on women. But at the same time, a woman should never put her hands on a man. Should never. You don't know what kind of reaction you're going to get. When you put your hands on anybody, in the heat of the moment, you don't know what kind of reaction you're going to get. Everybody doesn't have the same level of self-restraint. That's why they say keep your hands to yourself. And so we're going to see how it plays out. Hopefully it plays out in the court of law and not in the court of public opinion. But definitely go ahead and chime in the comment section on this one. And as usual, peace and chaos.
Hey.